as well. Cranky Kong is there.
The original DK.
Yeah, so some people, I think it might have been confirmed.
That is confirmed. He's the original DK.
From the original Donkey Kong game. Yep. And then also, what's the girl's name?
Dixie.
Dixie Kong.
Mm-hmm. Lady Kong.
Lady Kong.
Yeah, that's the one.
And she's good.
If you choose her, you'll not choose wrong.
They each have different power-ups, kind of. Dixie Kong can propel her hair.
Yeah.
In kind of a spinning action. Diddy Kong has a rocket pack, and Cranky Kong uses his cane, kind of like Scrooge McDuck in the DuckTales game. So it's a fun mechanic. That game's amazing. So all in all, I mean, I didn't complete the game, but it's definitely a positive game. I'd give it probably a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, if we're talking about Dixie Kong's powers, she's actually got some pretty cool stuff. I mean, she can float through the air. She can climb up trees. If you choose her, you'll not choose wrong. With a skip and a hop, she's one cool Kong, as one would say.
Sounds like something you didn't create.
No, that's something I did create.
DK rap.
That's absolutely the DK rap.
I'll say it, the overrated Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, it was so good. Also, Donkey Kong had a voice.
Yeah,
he had a speaking voice in that game, which was super weird. And they made so many references to the Donkey Kong Country games. Yeah, it was really, really funny.
I just never could get into that game, and it's one of the few games on the N64 where you need the expansion pack.
Yeah, well, which is really in itself funny. But it was the first game actually that you needed the expansion pack for. I think you needed it for Perfect Dark. Also,
you need it for some of the levels in Perfect Dark, multiplayer for sure.
And you needed it for Majora's Mask, which is why a lot of people didn't get to play it, like myself when I was younger.
So if you need any of these products, though, come on down to the Video Game Trading Post, 52 East Village Green in Levittown. We got all that stuff for great low prices.
I'll be there, too, because I love that store.
Colton was there the other day. Joe has shopped there before, too.
Yeah, I was there.
Speaking of, can we do a show from the Video Game Trading Post?
I know my boss would be 100% with that.
Excellent. So let's
we just need to confirm
get that going. I'd be down
Sean! So real quick, you mentioned, so you would give Tropical Freeze a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. It's not as good as Donkey Kong Country, which is my favorite Donkey Kong game.
Oh, of course. It's never going to beat the original, but it sure came pretty close.
Yeah, and it's not just a nostalgia factor. I just think the controls are a little more smooth, and the music in Donkey Kong Country, I think, is much, much better. And
we just got text from a slew of texts.
So
I didn't mention any.
So real quick. So you were saying that's a really high rating, and I want to also real quick. I've been playing God of War, the new one that just came out.
Oh yeah,
and that had
I heard this is like the best one in the series.
Well, I would go on to say it's probably one of the best PlayStation titles in a very long time.
Really?
This game, God of War is the kind of game where you play, you turn your mind off, and you kill gods. That's literally all you do. You in the original games, here's a little spoiler alert, but they've been out a while now, so hopefully you know this, is that you play as a guy named Kratos, who's a demigod, who becomes a full god after killing the God of War and becoming the God of War, and then decides, you know what? Screw it, I'm going to kill all the other gods because I can.
I'm just going to do it because I feel like
there's a lot more story into it, but some of it is that he honestly could have finished it by killing one person and one person alone.
He got
Instead,
greedy.
He was like, I want to get everybody. So he just goes off and destroys all of the Greek gods. Every single one. Destroyed. So now he's in a Norse mythology, and this game is incredible how they're weaving all of the different, past cultures together.
Is it a continuation of the character?
Yes.
He just happens to be with other gods.
So what happens is that basically he just left Greece. He just left Greece and went to... They don't give you a country. You want to think Norway maybe or something like that. Or maybe northern Germany. But basically these are the Norse gods. So Odin, you have Thor, you have Thor's sons, you have Freya, all of these gods, and they go really in deep with a lot of the lore and magic that you can read about with all these things. They talk about Ragnarok, they talk about this and that and that and this, and it's really cool to see. And basically Kratos is just this guy that's he does not belong where he is. He doesn't belong in any way, shape, or form. He just kind of hides with his wife and child under like a spell of magic so no one can see them, and that's it. His wife dies, and it seems like she like put this elaborate plan to get Kratos and his son to like bond, and you go through probably one of the greatest video game cinematic experiences since Last of Us. This was amazing.
Wow.
I gave this game for me is a solid 10. There is almost nothing wrong with this game, if anything wrong. The only things that I found that were wrong with it is if you're like button mashing to like destroy things, you might lag a little bit. That's really it. There was no problems with this game. Everything from the story to the combat to just about everything in this game is flawlessly executed. You could tell that they spent the last 5 years just making this game. And hopefully the next 5 years going on, they put enough time and effort to make another one, because this was amazing. This is probably one of my favorite games to come out in the last couple of years. It was awesome.
I heard they're releasing PlayStation 5 by the end of this year or next year.
By the end of this year?
Or next year. Maybe it was next year.
I thought I heard next year as well. I think they're going to announce it this year, by the end of this year. And next year they're going to release it.
It's such a kick in the... Well, okay, I can't finish that. It's a kick to everyone who bought the PS4 Pro. You know, it really is.
Yeah.
And, like, I hate that. The Xbox One S and the PS4 Pro did not need to happen. Those were purely money-grabbing things.
Well, I got the Xbox One S because I had no other Xbox One.
Well, of course. You jumped in late in the game, you know?
But did they release another one after the One S?
No, they released both at the same time, the S and the X.
No, the X came out a few months after the S.
No, really?
Yeah, because I bought the S, and the guy was like, you should wait for the X. I was like, no, I shouldn't, because I want to buy it now, stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what's the difference between the X and the S?
The X can play games in 4K. Has a much faster and quieter memory.
But I don't have a 4K TV, so no point for me to
the biggest draw is the 4K of it. That's the biggest draw, which, you know, when you have games
like
that
Halo,
can play... like games that they've made for 4K, they look incredible. Assassin's Creed Origins looks incredible. You could see the sand go between your assassin's feet. How nuts
I know
is
someone
that?
who's not playing that game.
Yeah. So it's like...
I don't like it.
It's
just his
coarse
birthday.
And grainy and it gets
It is.
everywhere.
It was his birthday recently.
So shout out to Hayden Christensen. Thanks for ruining my childhood.
But it's like... So it's like the X was... It was all right if it was good if you had a 4K TV and you didn't own an Xbox already.
Yeah.
If you owned an Xbox already and you didn't care about 4K... really didn't matter. And you know what? Honestly, this puts Xbox in a weird place because Xbox has been promoting their online Microsoft store on Windows 10, their Windows 10 store, which links to Xbox Live. So it puts them in a weird place now. Are they going to start releasing Xbox 360, Xbox One games on PC? Are they going to just make consoles PC accessible?
Really funny.
Like, what are they going to do?
It'd be really funny if like they just abandoned the Xbox entirely and just started making exclusively games for PC.
That's what people think they're going to do. They're going to just make a console that's basically a glorified PC that's like an Apple where it's closed in so you can't get viruses and all you can do is run the Microsoft Windows 10 store. And that'll be it. You play games off of the store, not the Xbox Live Marketplace, none of that stuff anymore.
What do you think about that? Because I think that'd be very interesting.
It's a very interesting prospect, but now you're going to start rivaling. Well, right now they rival, but
what are they going to rival? PCs? They make those.
No, but they rival, but they don't rival Steam online.
Oh, okay.
Steam is the PC gaming hub. You don't mess. No one's ever going to mess with Steam.
Yeah.
No one.
Lord Gaben will not tolerate insolence.
EA has learned their mistakes not selling games on Steam, and they still from time to time they're trying to with their big games to get people to go to Origin, but they're going to slowly crack soon and know that Steam is the end-all be-all for PC gaming. So if you say, all right, we're going to make a glorified PC that's a console, and you're basically running all PC games, now Steam is going to be, you're encroaching on Steam's territory, and it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird to see who would win that battle. I'm dead set Steam would, because they've been around much longer, and Valve, Lord Gaben, he is dedicated to beating anyone into submission.
Oh, that's fine, but like Steam may have been around for a very long time, people have been used to it, but it's kind of like the Netflix and Blockbuster debacle. If Microsoft can do it better, it doesn't matter how long Steam's been around. around.
Yeah, but the problem with Microsoft is they gouge everything. Indie developers will never thrive on Xbox. They'll never thrive. You know, amazing games that you can play online, like Papers, Please. That's a game that shouldn't be fun, but you play it and you think it's amazing. You know, and Microsoft would never sell that on the store. They would never sell it on the store not knowing what it really was, what it was about. You know, there's plenty of games. PlayerUnknown Battleground almost seemed
PUBG.
That game seemed like a scam at first. It did. It seemed like a basically an Arma ripoff that was going to get taken off of Steam because he was stealing from Arma's engine. But then look what he did. He updated it. They continued. They sold it out. They did all these things for it, and now it's become arguably one of the biggest games of all time.
Which is unfortunate. Along Fortnite.
Right. And PUBG just got
Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, I hate Fortnite. And I hate all the people who stream Fortnite. It's the worst.
I hate Ninja.
Yeah.
I hate him.
I can't stand that guy. Even though he just broke a huge record in Las Vegas.
I don't care.
Who's Ninja?
He's a Twitch streamer. Jeremy Blevins, maybe? Sure. He's a streamer that's probably one of the most popular streamers going right now, where you can watch him play games on Twitch.com. I think we need to get on there. Or Twitch.tv.
Who was that guy who was with that girl you were talking to me about this morning?
Oh, Soda Poppin'.
Soda Poppin'.
Soda Poppin'.
Legend.
That's an awesome name.
Yeah, but he's been banned on, like a lot of games. On World of Warcraft a couple times. Twitch is a very interesting place to go. My favorite part of Twitch, hands down, is the Bob Ross art channel. They just play every single episode of Bob Ross just in a row. So they started with season 1, and they just go through every season of The Joy of Painting.
That's got to be
Joy of Painting, right, Justin?
I think so.
That's got to be really relaxing.
So yeah, and you can just watch it over and over and over again. So I used to keep it on my other monitor, just up, so I can look up and be like, "What's Bob Ross doing?" Because he brings me center.
I remember watching Bob Ross as a kid. And by the way, you're listening to Nerdvana right here on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Also on streaming if you're listening there.
Yes, and are we also somewhere else?
Sure.
Spreaker?
Yeah,
something like
we're
that.
on Spreaker.
That's called streaming.
We're all over the place.
Get it together, old man.
We're all over the place. Nerdvana.
You know, Macho Man Randy Savage is in a Cars video game.
Is he really?
Yes.
In like Cars 2 or Cars 3.
Wait, like the actual Macho Man?
Yeah.
Like before? Hold on.
He's in like the town. He's in like the town, like in like a dirt path. Or
I don't know
like that.
what he plays. Like, I'm sure he's a car.
I'm looking at.
Nah, he's the only human. He just picks up cars and breaks them with his fist.
I typed in Macho Man Cars. I typed in Macho Man Cars, and the only thing it told me was how he died. And I was like,
You can't come on the squared circle.
No, I'm sorry.
Type in Cars video game. Okay. I think we'll do it. But Bob Ross, I used to watch Bob Ross as a kid, and then I'd get like my paint supplies and try and duplicate what he's doing.
If you
I was a 5-year-old kid and just couldn't draw.
If you sit there and really put, like, you step by step, like pause, do it, go, pause, do it, you could probably recreate exactly what he's doing.
I don't know, dude. He's really good.
I know, but he breaks the whole thing down for you. I mean, I've watched it enough to know that if you really gave it a good shot, he goes slow enough where you could do it.
He's got all the supplies, though. He's got his canvas, he's got his little knife that he uses, and a bunch of weird stuff that I just don't have.
My favorite thing is to watch him just like, he would just go and you just hear him go. He just like starts beating, like when he's talking, he'll just start like hitting things with his like brush.
No way!
And you're just like, what is going on? Like, why is he doing what he does?
Colton, you got some info on the Macho Man?
Yeah, El Machismo.
Which Cars game is it?
Cars 2.
Ah.
Yeah?
That's great.
Wow.
I wish he was in the movie.
I got the cars!
That's unbelievable. What?
Yeah, man. It's great.
Macho Man, did you have a student loan? Like,
no, he just wanted to be a car. He wanted to be a macho car. Also, real quick, so I wanted to mention this. I want to mention it real quick. So online, which I believe this is totally legal? Question mark.
That's the best kind of legal.
But there's a huge thing going on online with Halo 3. Huge thing that's going on. There's like 500 or 100,000 people playing.
One of my favorite games.
And obviously, Halo 3 is one of the best games of all time.
Of course.
In my book, it goes down up there and one of my favorite games. You can go online and download it for PC. Someone
illegally?
Well, I'm not sure, because the whole thing of it is that it was a region-locked PC version of it in Russia. Somebody got the region lock off, and now you can just you can check it out. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know exactly where to get it or what to do with it, but it looks very interesting, and hopefully this is an idea for